The story of Balaam and the donkey, found in Numbers 22-24, is one of the most memorable and unusual narratives in the Old Testament. It's a story filled with irony and unexpected twists that highlights God's sovereignty and his ability to use even the most unlikely of messengers. Here is the full story, broken down into its key parts. The problem, King Balak's fear. The Israelites, after their long journey through the wilderness, are encamped on the plains of Moab, east of the Jordan River. Their immense numbers and recent military victories have terrified King Balak of Moab. He fears they will overrun his country and decides to use a different tactic than open warfare. He sends for a renowned prophet and diviner named Balaam, who is known for his ability to bless or curse people effectively. Balak offers him a large sum of money to come and curse the Israelites, believing that this will weaken them and allow the Moabites to defeat them. Balaam's first encounter with God. When the Moabite messengers arrive, Balaam consults with God. God's response is clear and direct. You must not go with them. You must not curse this people, for they are blessed. Balaam tells the messengers that he cannot go, as God has forbidden him to curse the Israelites. However, King Balak sends a second, even more distinguished delegation with an even greater offer of riches. Balaam, clearly tempted by the reward, again consults God. This time God says, "If the men have come to call you, rise, go with them, but only do what I tell you." The talking donkey Balaam sets out the next morning on his donkey with the Moabite officials. God, however, is angry that Balaam went, knowing that his heart was set on the reward and not on obedience. God sends the angel of the Lord to stand in the path as an adversary. The donkey, but not Balaam, can see the angel standing in the road with a drawn sword. First time, the donkey swerves off the road into a field to avoid the angel. Balaam, not understanding, beats the donkey and forces it back onto the path. Second time, the angel stands in a narrow path through a vineyard. The donkey, seeing the angel, presses against a wall, crushing Balaam's foot. Balaam, in his anger and frustration, beats the donkey again. Third time, the angel stands in a place so narrow there is no way to turn. The donkey, in utter fear, simply lies down under Balaam. Enraged, Balaam beats the donkey fiercely with his staff. At this point, God performs a miracle. He opens the mouth of the donkey and it speaks to Balaam. "What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times?" Balaam, in his frustration, answers the donkey as if this is a completely normal conversation. "You have made a fool of me. If I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." The donkey replies, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden to this day? Have I ever been in the habit of doing this to you?" Balaam, finally humbled, says, "No." Then God opens Balaam's eyes, and he sees the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword. The angel rebukes Balaam, telling him that his path was reckless and perverse. The donkey, by its actions, had saved his life, as the angel would have killed Balaam and spared the donkey. Balaam immediately repents, confessing his sin and offering to go back. The angel, however, tells him to continue his journey, but to speak only the words that God gives him. The blessings of Balaam. Balaam proceeds to meet with King Balak, who takes him to a high place overlooking the Israelite camp. Balak instructs him to curse the people, but each time Balaam tries, God puts words of blessing in his mouth instead. Balaam blesses the Israelites, declaring them a numerous and unique people chosen by God. He prophesies that no curse can prevail against them. He sees a vision of their future, describing their military strength and prosperity. In his final prophecy, he foretells the coming of a star from Jacob and a scepter from Israel, a messianic prophecy widely interpreted as a foreshadowing of Jesus Christ. Each time Balak becomes more furious, but Balaam insists that he can only speak what God has commanded. In the end, Balak dismisses Balaam and the prophet goes home. The aftermath. The story of Balaam doesn't end there. Though he was used by God to bless Israel, he is later revealed to have had a wicked heart. In Numbers 31-16, it's stated that he advised Balak on how to corrupt the Israelites by leading them into idolatry and sexual immorality. This counsel led to a plague among the Israelites, and Balaam was ultimately killed by the Israelites in battle. Lessons of the story. The story of Balaam and the donkey offers several key lessons. God's sovereignty. No human power, not even a powerful prophet or king, can thwart God's will for his people. Spiritual blindness. Balaam, a man of prophecy, was so blinded by greed that he could not see a literal angel of God standing in his way. His own donkey had more spiritual insight than he did. God's unexpected messengers. God can speak and work through the most unlikely of sources, whether it's a humble donkey or a foreign prophet with a compromised heart. The danger of a divided heart. Balaam's desire for worldly gain ultimately led to his destruction, even though he had a genuine prophetic gift and knew God's will.